Welcome to the NBTLT podcast with your guides to this magical journey, Lon and Zumi.
Welcome to another episode of the NBTLT podcast, the only podcast that doesn't let Zumi do an intro. I haven't actually read it until just now. I'm keeping that in. How you doing, Zumi?
I'm doing well. That was actually my intro, though, so I guess it's wrong.
Well, you kind of ninja'd me on that.
I thought you were gonna edit that thing. Like I just wrote it down so we had something on the set list.
You know, that actually tells more to my preparedness than anything, because I'm supposed to look at that and have an intro ready before every show, and I just read it willy-nilly, not even thinking about it, and I would have been like, oh, we have to stop recording, because that's last time's episode.
I was like, I feel deja vu. Didn't I read this last week? See, I'm here for you, though. Like, I changed it, and it worked out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's been crazy last couple of weeks.
So how was camping?
Didn't get to go.
What?
Yeah. We're gonna go, and some shit happened, and we didn't go. And I hear that we missed out on one of the earthquakes that happened while we were going to be there.
Well, maybe that was a good thing.
I guess so. I didn't hear about it, like a chasm opening up in the earth or anything, but yeah. Apparently a lot of activity going on there right now.
Yeah. The end of the world is coming.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about acquiring resources and guns and supplies and all that shit.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I saw the new trailer for The Walking Dead. Dude, I'm glad I quit when I quit.
I honestly quit like 3 episodes in.
Yeah, me too. Like, the new season,
like 3
right?
episodes of the first season.
Of the first season. Oh, fuck you. Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
No, the first couple of ones were okay. It's just when it after the governor, it just got really crazy. And like of the last one, I only saw the first and second episode. So when Negan killed
everybody,
Glenn and Abraham, and after that, I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't even know who those people are.
I'll tell you what I'm not done with, though.
What's that?
GOT.
Of course. And you and I actually had a little argument about this, didn't we?
We did.
Yep, because we have differing opinions, and you feel like it was a filler episode, quote unquote.
Yes, a filler episode. For an episode 1, that's pretty fucked up. Especially because they hyped it all up, like, you know, it's a faster pace. Everything's said. It's gonna go, like, you're gonna see more action than, like, you know, people just walking and talking, and that's precisely what they fucking gave me.
I disagree with you on one point, but I'm not going to argue with you too much, because I do agree with you on some of it, like the action part. There was, okay, spoiler alert. Besides the very beginning with Arya, you know, that the rest of the episode did not have really any action. But the thing that I will disagree with is that a lot happened. And it's just because, like, in previous seasons, I mean, how long did it take Daenerys to get from one area to the next? And how long was she in Meereen?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Do we honestly need to see a fucking full hour of her just on a boat, not talking? And then...
Well, you didn't really.
And then just walking? Like, the whole building? I mean, we fucking get it. Like, you want to show the castle,
oh, dude,
or whatever.
Come on. That scene where the dragons flew up to the castle was pretty badass.
And that was okay. And you could have switched to the next scene of her, like, touching the ground, and then she's on her throne. But fuck, dude, she fucking walked forever. It was like watching the Lord of the Ring extended versions, you know?
I think it was supposed to be an emotional thing, but I honestly think this is the only episode that they're going to be doing stuff like that.
They didn't fucking capture any emotion. And then I fucking hate when people underestimate the fans. Like, they had to show on the kind of like on the previously on GOT. Here's
yeah.
the family that the Hound fucked up, or left for dead.
Like we didn't remember.
Yeah, like we didn't remember, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, so you spent like 15 minutes of him babbling, complaining, burying the bodies, just so you can say, oh, he looked into the fire, and now they know that they're going to the wall, so they're gonna go to Jon Snow. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was a fucking waste of time. Like, it's a filler. It's a fucking filler.
The one
I'm
thing that
sorry.
I did gain from that, did you see? I mean, they're at the same place that the Hound was, previous season. And before, like it was all green and everything. You notice now it's all covered in snow.
Yeah, because winter has come. Like, we all know that, though.
I don't know, the part with, I don't know, it seemed a little overkill, the part with Sam at the Citadel.
That I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. That almost made me gag.
It was funny,
though.
But that
almost made me gag.
Rough.
I was like, oh, Jesus, like, no.
Like the mixture between the soup and the shit.
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck being a maester, dude. Like, screw that. What's next? I had to bend over and take it up the ass? Like, no thanks.
Well, I was making jokes about it being, like, the Citadel is actually Hogwarts. And they even have a restricted section of the books and stuff. And then as I'm making the joke, I had no idea that, like Professor Slughorn from Harry Potter was going to be the Archmaester. I just died. I was like, oh my God. But I still like the Archmaester. I still like, like that Sam isn't like all of a sudden like allowed to just go and find all this information. Right. But you did notice that, like Jorah, he's there.
Yeah, I did notice Jorah. He's still like has the grayscale or grayskin, whatever they call it. Can't remember. Yeah. Well, the other thing that I like the when the Maester's explaining to him, like, when, because that's history, right? Like, we're living it right now. I remember when Desert Storm was going on, they said that was the end of the world. That was a prophecy in like the Bible and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And Y2K, that was the end. And it was kind of like what the Maester said, like, like he's talking about like when this war came out, they thought the world was gonna end. It didn't. When this world with the Targaryens came about, they thought the world was gonna end. It didn't. Like, you're coming here, it's like, and you have this problem or whatever, and you're thinking the world's gonna end. It's probably not. And then he's like, yeah,
well,
but
I think there's like, a big difference, though.
And he's like, do you not believe me? Like, I've seen him. It's like, oh, no, I believe you. And it's like, but so what,
Well, and that's the thing, is like, what happens when they're wrong that one time?
Well, like I said.
But does it really matter at that point?
Yeah, like
it's like, well, it's ending. So it's, it's like, yeah, it finally came. But no, I thought it was a decent enough episode.
Well, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoy Game of Thrones. I just wish they only have 7 episodes, right, for this season. Yeah. Yep. Fucking make him count. Don't.
Well, I think, like I said, I think that's the only one you're gonna see that's gonna be like that.
I hope
like
so.
That. Okay, we're setting all the pieces. Like, just so like, okay, Daenerys is in Dragonstone, and Cersei is creating alliances. And Jon is already thinking of going to all these other places, or at least sending people. I don't know. Did you get to see the trailer for episode 2?
No, I only know the title. I actually don't watch the previous or in our next episode.
It's probably not a good idea because they had an extended one that was dropped at Comic-Con.
Oh, you mean like the trailer for Justice League? I'm like, dude, I feel like I just watched the entire fucking movie.
Yes. I actually didn't watch the Justice League trailer because I was like, you know what?
Zack Snyder's going to fuck it up again, and he's probably going to get hired for the... I'm sorry. Going on a tangent. Sorry. I'll stop.
It's all right. But the other one, the trailer that I actually did drop during Comic-Con that was really good was the Stranger Things Season 2.
Oh, dude, that looks so good.
Oh, my God. Like... Okay, first of all, I just want to comment on how well the props team is doing for Stranger Things, because the arcade sign outside the arcade
Oh yeah, that
It
was
was
perfect.
just like, oh my god, just like pure nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
And when they're in there and they're playing the game and everything, and then like all of a sudden, like everybody's what was it? Yeah, everybody's gone except for Will. And then he sees the what do they call it?
The
The oh my god!
Oh, the nothing world? No. Oh god, fucking.
Is it the underneath or the? Oh shit!
I don't know, the other dimension thingy.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden that shows up and he's outside and he's looking up in the
Dude,
sky.
yeah,
and then there's that fucking like octopus looking thing.
Yeah, that switch, it was just like a la Silent Hill, you know?
Yes,
it was perfect. I loved
Gave
it.
you the
I'm
chills,
like,
didn't
yeah, I loved it.
Did you have your headphones on when you listened to it?
I did actually.
Oh, dude, the like the deep bass as he's all of a sudden everything switches. And then you realize that he didn't actually go back. Like all of a sudden, it switches back to normal. And
yeah,
yeah,
that was pretty good. I like
something
Stranger
opened
Things.
up.
It's it's essentially, I feel it's like watching the Goonies or like the Lost Boys. You know, it's kind of like the whole kid adventure. It's like over the top, and like in real life, that shit. Kids will be like the first one to die, right? But this one is like, no, they're the protagonists and they're gonna live, obviously. But just like the way they view versus how adults view like everything else, it's I don't know. I thought I love Stranger Things, and I can't wait for this new season.
Well, it's kind of like Game of Thrones. The intro music for Stranger Things, just like it just puts you in the mood.
Right.
You're like, oh, yes, this is happening. But speaking of watching videos, there is something that we're pretty much almost done with, or at least caught up with, right?
Yes.
Zumi, you took over.
I took over.
Explain where we're at.
And it took me the entire fucking week, but right now it's Saturday, 22nd, 9:32 p.m. And I got up to episode 25 uploaded.
Amen.
Amen to that. So
you are a champion, my friend.
So by tomorrow, and we'll have episode 26, 27, and as soon as you
28.
send me this, you'll send me 28.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have 28 all up and running, all current in YouTube. So motherfuckers, click that subscribe button. Jesus Christ, it's not that hard.
Yeah. I hate being that guy that says subscribe, but seriously, subscribe. I mean, you don't even have to watch it if you don't want to, but if you heard the episode and you want to make a comment and that's just where you happen to be, you can go on the YouTube comments or whatever.
Dude, I'm sick and tired of watching, like, you have two or four pending comments and it's all like generic, like it's a robot, right? It's like, hey, I love you. Keep it up. Like me on Instagram. I'm like, fuck you.
Do you want to use my music?
But it's so funny too, because like YouTube has tabs, right? And the tab where all these comments fall under is it says probably scam. Or spam, sorry, not scam.
Well, either one is true.
Yeah, probably scam. I was like, oh yeah, like not clicking on this. No, thank you.
There was another reason why I think that we should actually do a live episode also with video. Is I saw and noticed that our highest view our highest views on an episode so far on YouTube are for the Sir Jag interview. And I'm kind of thinking that people thought that maybe we had the video to that.
Oh, that would have been nice.
And which is another reason why we're probably going to have him back again, just because he was so much fun to have.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, we are actually working on getting guests. It's just a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Well, now it's bi-weekly, so now it's even more harder because like our schedules have to match with somebody else's. Like it's hard enough for us to be, available at 9, like every other Saturday.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't found somebody like cool as fuck that I, would want to put in on the show. But we'll keep it up. We'll still keep you entertained.
Oh yeah. But I just noticed that we did just pass 1,600 downloads for the year.
Woo woo.
That's not bad. And like I had said to you, like I had said this off the air, but I had noticed on a internet thread that somebody, and I felt really bad about it, that someone was celebrating that they had gotten 200 total downloads ever. And I was like, oh man, like, you know, everybody's congratulating and stuff. And I still think it's awesome because I remember when we were at that stage, it's like, holy shit, dude. Like we have this many people downloading.
We got 20 downloads. We're like, what?
Like, who the fuck is listening? But, you know, being at that, like, it's really cool. But I also feel kind of bad because there's a lot of people out there that have their podcasts, you know, that are just starting out, and shit, we don't know a fraction of what we're probably supposed to know doing all this.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we're kind of lucky to have the guests, or not the guests, but the fans that we have.
Yeah,
the
we
people
are.
that listen.
We do appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
No, make us some fucking money.
Yeah,
Click,
and
subscribe.
send, you know, like send a question, you know, like every once in a month or something, you know, that would be nice.
You know what we should start doing, Lonnie? We should open a PayPal account and be like, hey, if you want to donate.
Well, I was saying, you know, like we could always just do the what is it? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of the name of it. But...
No, you know what I was thinking about, and I'll do this like right now. Like if you have a business that you would like us to promote, send them some stuff. We'll try it, we'll test it, and then we'll tell you yay or nay. And if it works, we'll promote you. I'll say, hey, Lonnie, speaking of, have you tried this penis enlargement device?
I was thinking we get something crazier, like a, you know, like a razor blade dildo. Be like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, if you want to advertise that, I guess, you know.
I have a shave asshole now.
But yeah, that would, I mean, we could do that. We could do whatever. I don't really care at this point, you know. But there's another thing, is getting guests that are okay to be on this show.
Right.
You know, because it's not like I'm not trying to get on a soapbox or anything, but there's not a lot of people that want to come on a show that, for one, cusses and talks about sex.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But the other one, like, dude, unless you're Joe Rogan, you can't just get guests with that kind of podcast. But the other thing is that I've noticed that a lot of people stop following us on Twitter. Like, I'll see like a follow and then
unfollow.
Yeah, and unfollow, but it'll be like immediately after, like, say someone, I made a like one time, and I stopped doing this, to Ben Shapiro.
Oh.
And like immediately after, had two people unfollow. I'm like, oh, well, okay. But it's going to happen on either side.
So because you like Ben Shapiro, like people just said like, oh, you're one of those. You're one of those. Like I'm a lefty, so screw you.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's like I said, it's going to happen on either side. You know, so I shouldn't worry about it too much, but
no, like, I mean, fuck, dude, I'm not gonna change like the way I talk just because somebody's like offended. Screw you. Oh, yeah. Which like reminds me, I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh, here we go.
Mayweather, Conor.
Oh God, are you gonna make a prediction?
No, I'm not gonna make a prediction. I mean, I'm rooting for Conor, obviously, but.
Obviously. Why obviously?
Well, because, you know, I was... dude, you're going to send me on another tangent. Let me finish my original thought first, since we were on, like, the Ben Shapiro subject.
Okay, continue.
So he had to apologize for, like, racial comments, and I use air quotes on that one.
Yeah.
Because when Mayweather was, like... dancing or whatever, like Conor was yelling like, dance for me, boy.
Oh God, yes.
And he was I think I've heard him before, like on when he talks, he likes to tell people something like monkeys. He calls people monkeys.
Yeah.
Right?
But I've heard him do that to a bunch of people.
Yeah. So anyways, like I'm listening to the radio station that I it's a rock station in San Diego. And you know how they have like the section of like, you know, the hosts are just like talking and shit.
Yeah.
So they happen to be talking about these conferences that were going on, and they were talking about like, oh, like, well, you know, like, I thought McGregor was really funny and stuff, but then he threw like the whole dance for me boy and stuff. Like, you can't be saying that. Like, you can't be saying that. I'm like, dude, like, really? I can't fucking call somebody boy. The word
just
boy.
because a certain group of assholes back in the 40s and 50s, or back in like, you know, the 1800s or whatever, just because those assholes took it and used it, like, you could say that for anything,
dude. Like, it's a fucking word. Like, yeah. I tell my son boy all the time, like, hey boy, come here, boys. Yeah,
and I don't think you're referring to him as half a person that can only get half a vote.
No,
you know,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, but really, like, dude, I can't say anything. I can't say the word monkey. I can't even say, dude, you're acting like a monkey, because all of a sudden it means like, oh, I'm attacking black people. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, it's the world we live in.
No, like, seriously, like, it's like that one video that's, I think it was done by the BBC when, like, the guy goes to class, and he has like, have you seen this video?
I don't think so.
It's like a math class or something like that. So they have...
Oh, yes, I did. And like, there's all these like politically correct people, and the one guy that's like mentally challenged.
That's the guy that wins. It's like, well, you're you're mentally challenged.
He gets all these points for certain Asian, things because he's gay.
Like, you're gay. You're fat. It's like, dude, like, seriously. Like, well, I'm gonna be honest. It's come to the point where I can't even speak in public because somebody's gonna come by and say like, "Oh, like, you're racist."
And that's exactly what it is. But I could really delve into this, but I sound like a fucking, you know, asshole. But
I can stop you if you want.
It's totally like, have you read 1984?
No.
Do you know what it's about?
I think so. It's Utopia, right?
Yeah, like the Orwellian, you know, like George Orwell. You know, it's not Utopia. Okay, think of the movie Equilibrium.
Oh, okay.
Like in like Thought Police. And that's where the term actually comes from, is the book 1984. And you have to, you know, like, be careful of everything that you say because someone might actually be listening and they'll throw you in jail, you know, and it's just this weird dystopian universe where you have to be careful of everything that you say. You can't do certain things. You have to submit for questioning. You have to, I mean, it's basically like what we have now, but on steroids, but it's slowly starting to become exactly what 1984 was showing, like this whole fictional universe, and it sucks.
It does.
It's like, well, I can't say, like, if I the whole thing that gets me, and I really shouldn't get into it, but the gender classifications.
Oh God, don't even get me started, dude.
I know, but you know, it's one thing if you're going to be like, you know, I prefer if you call me, you know, like Bob instead of Tammy. It's that's one thing. But if you're going to say, like, if I don't use your specific gender pronoun, I mean, how many people have actually talked about this and said how annoying this is and how ridiculous it is to make laws about this? But
no, you can't, because you get attacked. You get marked as
for saying this now. Yeah, you know, like, I'm actually considering, this is how fucked up this is. I'm actually considering having to cut this part out. Just because what happens in the future when they go back and listen to this shit, and I'm sitting in a jail cell because I said it's fucking ridiculous.
Right. Well,
are my kids going to get taken away?
Well, you're not going to be in a jail cell, but, you know. But no, I get it. And like I said, like, and we'll probably get marked as like people that are, intolerant of other people, or, I mean, to the extreme, we're going to be called racist, right?
But how can you actually say that? Like I mean, you as you're half Japanese, half Mexican.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get to details, it's quarter Mexican, quarter Spanish. Like,
okay, fine,
right?
whatever.
Like,
and then,
I mean, if
and then I have a quarter
and then
Choctaw and Native American in me. And
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can get like really anal and make a big fuss. It's like, oh no, dude, get it right, please. It's quarter Mexican, quarter Spaniard, please.
But that's the whole thing. It's like okay, what if you said something that sounded like a little racist, or not even a little racist? Like, let's just say that you said something that might somehow, if you twisted it in a certain way, sounded racist towards Japanese people.
Oh no, it's fine because I'm half Japanese.
But
right?
Here's the thing: you look more Mexican. Let's just say that you look more Mexican than you do Japanese. So now it's an issue,
right?
But that's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
Because you have these people that have let's say African genome within their family bloodline, right? But there was just so many white people in that family that by the time it came to you, you just look like a white guy.
Right.
But you have African, in your blood. And if you said something, same thing. You're not going to be considered some guy that's like 1/16 African.
Well, here's like you make a really good point, and here's my contribution to that. Like, are there like any white people or people that look other than black that are born in Africa?
Yes.
So is it racist to call somebody that
Charlize Theron
or refer like Charlize? Is it racist to refer to Charlize as African American?
No, because that's what she is.
But,
she's actually from Africa,
right? But African American, that label is specifically reserved for black people, and it's like, no, dude, come on.
Isn't that discriminatory within itself? If that's how you're going to play the game,
yes.
It's like don't judge a book by its cover, but judge a book by its cover.
But you tell this to like all these like liberals and shit, and they won't have it. They don't even. It's like, oh no, that doesn't apply. It's like this whole argument that we had. Remember when we called Russians? It was like you can technically call them Asians.
Yeah, well, it's technically what they are,
right? It's Asia. They're from Asia. So I don't know. Anyways, here's my prediction of why I think McGregor can win.
I like this.
And it's more on a psychological level than a skill level.
Okay, can we preface this, though, with the fact that we are not boxers, nor are we MMA fighters?
No, but I did study sports psychology.
What was that? Have you, just a little tangent before you go to your prediction. Do you remember that movie, Land of the Lost, with Will Ferrell?
I do.
You know what he says? I think the PhD in front of my name says that I know a little something about dinosaurs. And you're like, what? Okay, continue.
Oh, so this whole entire time, and I'm going to talk a little bit about like goals and goal setting, because that's the most popular thing that sports psychologists do, right? Mm-hmm. But from the beginning, and there's a little bit of manifestation as well.
Okay.
When you see Connor's interviews, like when he was just starting, because he was a kid, like he was broke for the longest time.
Yeah, he had welfare checks he was cashing,
and he was not like a natural fighter. I don't know if you knew that. He actually had to train to like become good. Like he had the right mindset though.
Yes.
So there's a couple, and you can find them on YouTube. There's a couple of videos of him like talking, and when they interview him and stuff. And he does say something, like he says that belt, like on his weight class.
Yeah. The
championship belt, it's mine. It may not be mine like next year or the following year. It could be 10 years, but it's mine. and I know I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is pure. It's not necessarily goal setting. That's the willing things into existence. The
right,
the
manifestation.
The whole idea, like that book, The Secret. That's what that's all based on. Is like you plant the seed in your mind, and then it, like we talked about last time.
Right.
You plant an apple seed, you get an apple tree.
So,
Yeah.
and then there's an interview where, like, he goes, I guess, with the champion at the time, and he fucking knocks the shit out of him, like, on the first round or something like that. And
Are you
wins the
talking
belt.
about Aldo?
I think so. Right. So, anyways, so Mayweather's he's also one of those guys where he put manifestations and stuff, right?
Yes.
Because but here's the thing, and here's where I think he's kind of limited, and this is why I think he can lose the fight. McGregor hasn't stopped as far as his goals.
Yeah.
After he was knocked out, he's like, I'm coming back, and I'm coming back stronger, and I'm gonna do even greater things.
That's actually scary when you hear a guy like Conor say that.
And i.e. now he's switching to boxing, right? Which yeah. I think it's great on him because it pays more, and
just
two,
a little,
and two, like, we need somebody like Conor because like I said, he's like the what's his name? It's golfer. He's like the Arnold Palmer of
yes, that's a good analogy
of box right now, right?
Yep.
So because the average guy can identify with him. It's like, dude, Yep. So Mayweather, his objective in life since he started was to tie Marciano.
Yep.
49 undefeated.
Yep, and it's
and
done.
Now he's going for 50. So he's already completed his manifestation. He's already completed his goal in life as a fighter.
Is what you're saying?
So,
are you saying that his greatest goal in life has been accomplished? So therefore, you might think that somehow his brain is kind of like taking a back seat to this.
His neurology is planted right now to say, in order for me to keep this record, I cannot win. I can't go beyond this.
Dude, that's so fucked up. And I get where you're... And you know what? There's going to be some people out there that are listening to this that think this whole thing is ridiculous. If you think that's ridiculous, dude, I challenge you to go look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's life.
Yeah, and if you don't believe me about this mindset and stuff, think about the last time you or if you offer services, just think about this. Just ask this question: how much are my services worth? And then just answer like, I'm worth $100 an hour. And then start going up, I'm worth $200 an hour. And then ask yourself, how much do I actually believe that? So if your goal that you're setting does not match your blueprint, you will find a fucking way to sabotage it. That's why people that win the lottery that were fucking broke end up even worse within 2 or 3 years of winning the lottery.
Yeah. It's the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, because their mindset, their self-worth or their blueprint is saying, I don't deserve this amount of money. It doesn't fit within my blueprint. So they find a way to get rid of it.
Oh, that's so messed up.
That's the only reason why I think McGregor can win this fight.
So, you think that's the only reason? You don't think that there's other factors?
There's always that luck, right? There's always luck. There's always chance.
So you're saying that on a pure fighting level, because it's just boxing rules, that Mayweather is the clear favorite?
Yes.
Okay, I would say that I agree with you to a certain degree. Now, there's other stuff that I wanted to talk about with this, but I'll go through it fast. The thing about this fight is it's really interesting, and I think it's a perfect match. But despite all the naysayers saying, "Oh, Floyd's going to knock him out," or Floyd's just going to beat him in points, just because he's the best defensive boxer of all time. He just is. As much as you hate Floyd Mayweather or not, that's just what he is. I mean, if you watch his fights and watch all the replays and stuff and the breakdowns, the dude is a magician when it comes to defensive boxing. However, I would say that I don't necessarily agree with some people that are saying that McGregor can hit harder than Floyd Mayweather, because I've seen too many things showing me that a boxer's punching power is on par and even sometimes harder than that of an MMA fighter. It's just the difference in gloves. But I don't know. That's the other thing. I have no idea. The thing that gets me is the size difference.
The size difference? You mean the padding?
No, I'm talking about the size difference between the two fighters. And a lot of people would say, like, oh, well, Conor has a 2-inch reach on Floyd Mayweather. I don't think that would matter with Floyd Mayweather. I don't think reach means a whole lot with Floyd Mayweather just because he's so good defensively. I don't think the southpaw thing has any bearing because, once again, Floyd Mayweather's just too good. I think the best way for McGregor to win is to get inside. And he of course he's going to have to study all the film, all of his techniques, everything that Floyd has ever done in order to find a spot to get open, which he can. Pacquiao did it many times in that fight despite being injured.
Right.
Which I'm still one of those people that believes that Pacquiao actually won in points.
Well, yeah, me too, but
but, that all aside, and
but it's
the
boxing.
corruption in boxing, that all of that aside, I think that just the instinct of fighting is on McGregor's side. I think the fact that I do believe that McGregor actually might be able to hit harder than Floyd's ever been hit is a factor. And I also think that McGregor wants it way more. Because, and this moves me into my next point, is you and I have talked about these whole, press conferences and stuff like that they've been doing. And yes, 99.99% of all of it is just a show. No matter what you think, like some of these jokes that are happening on stage, some of them were staged. Some of them were actually like agreed upon between the two fighters. It's like, I'm going to make fun of this, you make fun of that. I'm going to do this, we're going to give them a show, we're going to make them hate you, then they're going to hate me, that whole thing. But I've seen enough of Conor's interviews to know when he's being serious. And some of that shit is him being serious. And I honestly believe that he is not, I don't think that Conor would ever take a dive. I don't think he would take a fall just for money because he's going to get paid $20 million, right? Was it $20 million if he loses?
Something like that.
Or is it 40? Either way, it's a massive amount of money. So I don't think that part matters. I think that he wants to win. And I don't think he wants to win necessarily for the money.
Right.
Because, like I said, he's going to get paid either way more than he's ever been paid. I actually think he wants to win, and that's why I think that McGregor actually might have a good shot. Not just a shot, but a good shot at winning. And, of course, you can discuss the puncher's chance. Anything can happen in a boxing match. One mistake, that's all it takes.
Right.
One little slip and you open yourself up and it's over. But, I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting fight. I will watch it. I don't know if you should.
I mean, I'm in Mexico, so it's free, right? Like, we don't have that pay-per-view bullshit that doesn't apply here. There's only like a 5-second delay.
Well, dude, I think they're going to be charging like gosh, it's got to be over $100.
Yeah, buku money. And if it ends in the first round, you're fucking screwed.
Yeah, well,
that's worse than going to Vegas, or no, actually, that's like going to Vegas, putting $100 on the table, and then you like you bust.
Yeah. Well, I also think that it could be the same analogy where you put down, like, say, $100 on black, and black comes up immediately,
right?
And then you walk away. Because I think that for some people, there's a lot of people out there that are on Connor's side and really want to see him win, and really probably don't care if he goes in there and 15 seconds later Floyd's on the ground.
Right.
Or on the canvas, rather. Because, I mean, how incredible would it be?
It'd be pretty tight.
If it goes 15 seconds or 6 rounds, or what is it? I think they go up to 12 rounds, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No. It's 12 rounds.
I forget, because they have all the different rules in the different districts and stuff, but I don't think it matters. Like for most people, especially the McGregor fans, they don't care how long it goes. If McGregor wins, he wins. And I honestly think that Floyd Mayweather made a huge mistake. If he's wanting to keep that record, I think this is the worst guy to try to one up your own record,
right?
With, because there's so much unknown. It's like, you've never seen the guy box. You can watch some of those leaked sparring videos, but that's not real.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a really interesting fight. I mean, it hasn't even happened yet, and there's been so much arguing over it. Yeah. I mean, Brendan Schaub he's the guy that's kind of been in McGregor's side the whole time, telling people, it's like, you guys just don't understand. It's like, yeah, Mayweather's got all this going for him, but, you need to look at these things, but it'll be interesting. Anyway.
And yeah, enough of that. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't want to make this podcast talking about fucking Mayweather and,
but it happened.
But yeah, I mean, that's what's in right now, and we gotta keep it contemporary as well, right? We can't just go retro.
Well,
I'm sorry. I was gonna
go to open it up. Didn't you?
I was gonna go on another rant, and I just stopped myself. But I'm like I said, I'm rooting for McGregor, but like my. And this download just came to me like 2 days ago, and I was like, because I was all like, yeah, like I like McGregor, but Floyd Mayweather is gonna win. Now I'm saying McGregor's gonna win, just for that fact of what I said of
and just
Marciano's
as
record.
a little like a cherry on top. Why? How much stock do you put in that feeling?
How much?
Yeah.
I'm at a 90%.
Wow.
Yes.
And
I'll tell you why. Like this kind of shit has bite me in the ass so many times, where I didn't. And I use the example of money because it's that before I got hired full time, I was actually working on my own.
Yeah.
Giving therapy sessions, right?
Yeah.
And for the longest time, dude, I was so uncomfortable charging people.
Yeah.
Because to me, helping, in my mindset, is helping should be free. If you help somebody do change, it should come from like your heart, like it should be free. You shouldn't be charging people. So I had to do a change of mindset to say like, yeah, I'm helping change people quickly, but my boys gotta eat. I gotta eat. I gotta pay rent, right? And I'm not charging you for the change work. I'm charging you for the fucking hours that I spent in school, all the time that I've wasted. All the time that I've invested in watching videos, taking seminars, Like, dude, I hate when people like comment on videos of like Tony Robbins and say like, "Oh, you're too expensive. I only make 13 hours an hour. I could never afford you." Like, it should be more accessible to like the middle class or the lower middle class. It's like bull fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, Tony Robbins was like worse than you probably back in the day, and he found a way. Like, no, if you really want it, you will find a way. But it does. The first step is to change that mindset, you know, that blueprint.
Well, it's a lot more difficult. It's easier said than done.
Well,
but I think it
know.
all has to do with the willpower. It's like, what do you really want? It's, that's probably the hardest thing for people to actually realize, and I know it is for me, is when you actually realize who you are, when your goals are actually right in front of you, right? When you say, like, if I take this road, I will get this. It's like a guarantee. It's say, like, you know that if you do this diet, if you do this exercise, you will reach your goal weight. You'll reach you'll get rid of, like that, that certain disease that you have because you're overweight, right? Mm-hmm. It's right there. Everything's right there. And then when you realize that you are so enamored with your own lifestyle that you currently have, that becomes not as worthwhile as what you're actually doing already. When you realize that that's actually what you want instead of this.
Right.
That sucks when you actually come to that realization.
Well, I think the only thing that I would add is, or the other example that I would give is and it comes a little bit with what you're saying about defining what you want, right?
Yeah.
So, well, let's say you want to be successful, and all these fucking self-help books are fucking liars. Right?
Yes, they are.
Because any book or any person that tells you what you need to do and doesn't show you how, is full of shit. Right? And the other thing, the biggest seller for them is, confidence. You have, in order to be successful, you have to have confidence in yourself. Were you ever sold that?
Yes, but that in itself is almost like a...
No. Well, here's the thing, Lonnie. Like, it's fucking bullshit.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Have you ever been in a place or in a situation where you weren't fucking confident at all, but shit needed to be done, and you did it?
Yes.
When did that confidence come?
It came afterwards.
It came after you accomplished it, not before. After.
Yep, and that's why I say the whole confidence argument is basically the same as, like when every self-help book is going to tell you to have goals, right? You and I have talked about this.
Yes.
It's going to tell you that you need to have goals, and it'll even tell you that you need to have specific goals. But what it will not tell you is how you get to those goals, like what your thought process has to be, what you need to be doing during that time, how you need to be, spending your time, what you need to be doing, all that. It's not going to tell you any of that stuff. It's never going to give you a roadmap or like the step-by-step guides.
Oh my God. Those are the worst.
Oh, it's like, okay, they give you 10 steps to, getting, a Lamborghini or whatever. It's like, it's all well and good. But, I mean, I think it all boils down to, do you really think that a multimillionaire is going to just give out his secret?
If you ask him nicely, I think
it's not a fucking secret.
Yeah. I think if you ask him nicely, he will.
And Christelle and I had discussed this, I think, yesterday, where so many people in this world are so angry and bitter towards millionaires and billionaires, right?
Yeah, we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, and
but if
why?
but if they become a millionaire, that if they would have their fortune,
they would be different.
It'll be different, right? Like, no,
of course.
We've said this before. Money only amplifies what's already there. If you're an asshole, you're gonna be a bigger asshole.
Well, the thing that I would say is that there are a lot of CEOs out there that had to work their ass off to get to that position.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them didn't even want the position. And the way that they got there was not by sitting on their ass and shaking hands with people and, glad handing all of the, the donors and everything. That's not always how you become a CEO or a manager or whatever. Sometimes it is. Sometimes life is fucked up and that's how things happen. But, I mean, these guys have massive amounts of education, training. They hardly get any sleep. That's just what they do. They are driven people. And you can hate them as much as you want to. But I guarantee that you're not doing as much as they are.
Right.
Now, if you want to talk about senators, that's a different story.
But anyways, how did we get into this rabbit hole?
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of rabbit holes, dude, oh my God, Lonnie, I gotta share this because I don't know if I should define it as instant karma or just plain fucked up shit. So
I'm ready.
So I'm into this rabbit hole in, no, actually, it wasn't even a rabbit hole. Like, I was browsing Facebook, and some of the contacts that I have are from Mexico, and like I said, Mexico doesn't have a lot of restrictions as far as like their censorship.
Yeah.
So I saw it all started when I saw a picture of this. I guess this is alleged murderer and rapist, drug dealer, and I think he was part of a cartel. So there's a picture of this guy, and he's missing. And if you have a sensitive stomach, I suggest you fucking skip this. It's a couple of pictures, right? So the guy was mutilated.
Okay.
Decapitated.
All right.
And he was skinned.
So
they had a picture of the face, like the skin of his face, his eyes, chopped up ears, feet, torso, and then the head on top.
Okay.
And you can see the tattoos, and they put the picture of the guy, and then the picture of like the aftermath after these guys were done with this fucking guy. After
they got bored.
Yeah. Dude, it was like the blood is fucking everywhere. It's just really a really graphic picture. I reported it on like Facebook. I haven't heard back. But if you click on the picture, there's always like links to something else.
Oh my God.
Right? So, and they had like 3 or 4 letters, and it was from the cartel of Sinaloa. And essentially it was saying like, I don't know if it was like directed to like the governor or like the chief of police or something like that, saying like, you guys aren't fucking doing your job. This guy's like a known rapist, yada, yada, yada. It's like, people don't worry. We're here to fucking clean the streets. Essentially, that's what it was saying. Like the cartel of Sinaloa. Well, I don't know if you know, like right now after like El Chapo got caught, the cartel of Sinaloa was sound like on a power. So it was suffering, like it was losing power, right? Okay. So the cartel of Guadalajara is the one that's doing all this fucking mess right now. They're trying to invade this northern part, and Sinaloa is saying, motherfuckers. So, that's that dispute, right? So this guy's from the cartel of Guadalajara, and the cartel of Sinaloa caught this guy and pretty much, killed him, chopped his arms, legs, and body parts and all that shit, and took the pictures, sent a letter saying like, hey people, like we are here and we're not gonna let this kind of shit happen. Like essentially what they're saying is like, yeah, we're a cartel, but we don't fuck with innocents, and we don't tolerate like rapists and murderers and child abusers and all that stuff, right?
This sounds like the old school mob.
Yeah, essentially that's what it is. And so anyways, back to my rabbit hole. It had another link. So
of course you clicked on
it. I was like morbid that one night. And I found this video, and it's a news report, and it's the uncensored version. It's not the one that the people on regular TVs got. Like the ones that people got, it was just a report, right? Like on the newspaper, like in other news type thing. This one, the full report was this. So 5 burglars broke into this house. And they didn't know that the owner was a cop.
Oh, shit.
So the cop has his wife, I think his 2 daughters or just 1 daughter.
Yeah.
And he hears some noises and stuff downstairs. So he immediately grabs his gun, right?
Yeah.
So he goes downstairs and fucking just does his thing and captures these guys.
He captures them?
Yes.
5 of them.
5 of them.
Oh, shit.
And the reason why they didn't go running or something, because they were all kids. Like, and when I say kids, I mean like 17, 18. They didn't, I don't think they were like more than like 25. Right?
Okay.
So between 17 and 25. I know there was like at least 2 of them were 17. So he decides he's gonna take the law into his own hands. So he's fucking pissed that these guys are in his house and that, you know, potentially they were going to do harm to his wife and his daughter if he wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's running through all the scenarios in his head.
So he ties them up, has them on their knees against a wall, and starts recording them with his phone at gunpoint. And he's making each and every single guy say his name, where do they live and where they study, and he has them saying, my name is so-and-so, and for being a thief, I am going to be fucked.
What the fuck?
Well, hold on, dude. So he goes through all 5 of them, and he's like, my name is so-and-so, and because I was stealing or because I'm being a burglar or a thief, I'm gonna get fucked. And
okay.
it makes
I'm
more
starting to hope that this is metaphorical.
It makes more sense in Spanish, right? It's even worse in Spanish, trust me. So he's going like, start kissing each other. Kiss the guy to your right,
God.
Kiss the guy to your left. And he's recording all this thing. And up to the point of him recording them and saying they're going to get fucked, I was rooting for the guy until he started doing this thing. He makes them kiss each other and it's like, put some tongue in it. Put some fucking tongue in it. And so the guy says like, see, you're thieves. Like, you're a bunch of fucking burglars. Like, and now you're going to turn faggot. So he grabs a broomstick.
Oh my God, Sammy.
A wooden broomstick, and he raped all 5 of them.
Holy shit.
And it was confirmed when they took him to the hospital and took x-rays, and they found chunks and traces and splinters up their rectum.
Wow.
And that's where the news ends. It doesn't say if there were any repercussions for this guy or what, but I do hope that he got punished.
Like, you can't be a police officer anymore.
Right. Like I said, I was rooting for the guy when I was hearing the story, and I'm like, yeah, I was even like saying like, oh, that's
He's
what you get.
just gonna like embarrass them so they can't go home and be a gang member anymore.
Right, like make them kiss each other. Like I was like after that, and then they switch it to like, yeah, he grabbed a wooden stick, like a broom wooden stick, and raped all 5 of them.
Wow. How does your thought process change to that?
Dude, I have no clue, but I was like, is this instant karma or is this just plain fucked up shit?
Dude, that's like 5 guys breaking into Charles Manson's house. It's just like, dude, that, you know what? I just thought of something that could be a really good movie.
He died, by the way, didn't he?
I don't think so. I think Charles Manson is still kicking, isn't he?
No, I think he died recently.
No.
I think so, dude.
I would have heard about this.
I think he died recently.
Charles Manson. There's no way this motherfucker died.
He hung himself.
It doesn't say died.
No?
No. Whoa.
Didn't he hang himself? Yeah.
No,
No?
he didn't.
No?
Yep. Still alive, age 82.
Jesus Christ. Just fucking finish him off, dude. Like, I don't need to feed him.
Do you know why they won't just give him the death penalty?
Because they can't really prove that he did anything.
That he himself never killed anybody.
Yeah, he made other people do shit, right?
That shit is incredible to me.
It's like
Is that-
Jigsaw.
It's not the fact that he's so crazy. It's the fact that he was able to get followers. And not just anybody, like
did
doctors.
What the fuck did this guy do?
He told them what to do.
No, but was he like a doctor, like a therapist, like a
Oh, no,
guru?
no.
What the fuck was
Okay.
he? Like,
Charles Manson used to be a singer. He
A
has,
singer.
Yes, I think he had like one album. Now, don't quote me on all of this, but I do know that he had a record, and that he was pretty popular, like locally. And I don't know when he started like going crazy, or if he was just always crazy. Probably just always crazy. But this guy, I mean, I don't think he was like hugely popular. But I mean, basically, he was pretty much a nobody on the grand stage of the world. Like, he was a nobody, and he just started talking to people. He just started talking to people and convincing people to do things, and like it ended up being like he'd pick a house on a block, and they'd go into the house and kill the people in there.
and that happened to be Roman Polanski's family.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, and that's not the first place he did it, though. I mean, there's other incidents, and the thing is that like like I said, the followers that he picked up weren't just nobodies. I mean, these were like doctors and highly educated people, and the women, like I think he had models.
What?
Yes, like
I gotta read more on this guy. Like,
I
don't
whole
know, but
situation.
I don't wanna find another fucking video like the one I found, dude. Like,
well, Charles Manson, I've seen a couple of it, like sections of the videos of his interviews, and he basically tells you, like, if you let me out, if you ever grant me parole, I'm just gonna go and do it again. Don't let me out. And they every time he says that, they always change the subject. Like, you know, I don't know if the interviewer is just uncomfortable, or if they just don't give a fuck. Like, they have questions they have to get to. So yeah, you get out, you know, you'll kill more people. But what about, like, how's the bed that you have here in this prison? It's like, dude, the guy's telling you, you need to off me. You know, I don't know.
I honestly thought he died recently.
Yeah, he's not dead.
I honestly thought he died recently.
Yeah, crazy people.
Let me tell you something else that happened.
Okay, let's hear this.
So I think I've told you about this 1 kilo burrito that they sell here in Rosarito.
Yes.
It's called the Carguero burrito, and I have a link.
You said that extremely white.
I have a link?
No, the Carguero burrito.
Yeah, well, okay, Carguero. Jesus
there you
Christ.
go. That's much better. Thank you.
Dude, oh God, such a dick. Anyways, so check out the description below. There's a link, and I just want you to see this this video, Lonnie. You can click on the link. I just want to. It's a piece of art, and it's a short video, but that thing is fucking ginormous. Oh. And I remember when I was in high school, I was able to finish like the entire thing.
Okay.
And I had one the other day, and I could not finish half.
That is a ginormous tortilla.
Yes.
Okay,
but it gets better. So
is that like a whole?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, so he just dumped like 1/8 of a cow on there.
So,
see.
so for those that are listening, like I'll describe, like it's a ginormous tortilla, and they put cheese, and then they just dump a shit load of meat. And you can ask for asada meat, and you can ask for like adobada meat, and just like different types of meat. For the link is the asada and the adobada, so it's like the red meat and the asada meat. Then they put cilantro, they put chopped onions, they drop salsa, they'll add guacamole, and if you want, they'll put beans, and they'll just fold this thing, and it ends up like a newborn baby's like.
Well, he cut the thing in half and put it on 2 plates, but I assume that's not because there's 2 people eating it. It's because you can't carry it on 1 plate.
Well, they usually, when you take it to go, they put it on 1 plate, so that thing is like sticking out.
How much does that thing weigh?
It's about 1 kilogram. So it's,
dude,
a kilo is like 2.2 pounds, right?
Yeah,
I think.
Well,
yeah.
Well, let's see.
So, but I think it's a little bit more. So it might be like 2.5 to 3 pounds.
2.2. Yep. God dang.
I could not finish it, Lonnie. I remember finishing that motherfucker. The whole entire thing. I remember finishing it when I was in high school.
Okay, well, let me tell the people out there how much. Okay, so that's tomatoes, or is that just like pico de gallo?
No, that's the salsa.
Okay,
and
so
it's,
he has
it's
the salsa.
tomato. It's tomato based, but it's spicy as fuck though.
And he puts in like he puts in a hefty handful of salsa.
Yeah, and guacamole.
And then he puts the meat, which is essentially about 1.5 cups, almost 2 cups of meat.
Yeah.
Okay, so now he's spreading it out. Okay. Oh, he put a little more meat on. Okay. And then he's got, looks like cilantro, onions, salsa, and
guacamole.
There's beans.
Okay,
and a really
beans and then the guacamole.
Huge thing of beans, and just dumps the fuck out of the guacamole.
So Lonnie, today I went to this place and I asked for a cargaro because I was gonna have it for lunch and then for dinner, and I couldn't get it because they had one left and the tortilla broke. So he's like, like I can't. I was like, I can't sell you this. He's like, but we have the Mexican, and I'm like, what the fuck is the Mexican? I was like, the mini version of it. So I'm gonna show you what's left over here, and this looks more like your regular cow burritos, but and I know like our listeners can't see it, but you can. This is about
Holy
half.
Shit. There's so much grease in that thing.
I know, and I'm gonna take a bite because now I'm hungry.
Still good?
Envy me now. Yeah, still good.
Is it cold?
Yeah, but the meat, the flavor of the meat is just more profound when it's cold.
Oh, you're like Stelly with cold pizza.
Dude, there's something about cold food, man. I just love it.
Ugh, I can't do it. Well, actually, there's a couple of things that I actually do like cold, and you're gonna think I'm weird, but okay, you know popcorn chicken?
Dude, no.
Yes, like okay, but it's cooked first. Like I'll put it in the oven, cook it,
Yeah,
and then I'll put it in the refrigerator.
When it's cold, it's not crunchy anymore.
It is. Okay, but do you know why? Like, do you remember the
They get soggy.
Do you remember the flight lunches at Fairchild?
I do remember the flight.
You remember
lunches.
the chicken strip sandwich that
yes,
nobody ever?
that thing was delicious.
Oh my god!
It was spicy.
I did. Yes, I never ate the actual like sandwich. Like I would eat the other stuff. Like I think it came with the tomato. I think it did, but it came with the bread, and I'd eat the bread, and I'd eat the lettuce and all that stuff. But I'd always eat the chicken by itself because that shit was just so good.
I would put it in the oven.
And the other thing that I really like cold is roast beef.
Oh no, I can't do.
I'm not talking like the sliced lunch meat, but like an actual roast.
Like the actual. No, I can't do that.
Oh, it's so good, and especially if it's like dry. I don't know why. Like if it's a good dry roast, oh my god,
dude, you're fucking weird, man.
I
like
know.
I like mine bloody, and if it has
cold,
to be.
you just can't do it because it tastes like a battery.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know why. I think I might have an iron deficiency or something.
So, so if you're ever down in Rosarito, go to this place, find that burrito. I challenge you to try and finish it.
And please videotape your attempt and send it to us so we can post it.
Yeah, that'll be funny. And like I said, this is only in Rosarito. If you go to TJ, you won't find it. And I think they have what do you call when it's like protected?
What do you mean?
Like certain dishes are protected. Like I don't know if you knew that.
Trademarked?
Yeah, I think that's the word. We call them patrimonios.
That's probably the same thing.
Meaning that it's like
proprietary.
Yeah, like lobster. Like there's a recipe for lobster that cannot be.
Yeah, it's just proprietary information. It's all trademarked. It's the same thing for like McDonald's versus Burger King. Like McDonald's cooks their burgers in a certain way, but Burger King can't do that way.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So that I think they have that for that specific burrito.
Okay.
Like the size of the tortilla and the amount of meat that they put in and all that stuff. Which is essentially the guy just chopping meat and like kind of like wagging it, right? He's not.
Dude, so much guacamole.
It's not like he's like measuring any of that shit. He's just like whack.
So if I went in there and I asked him for one of those, and I said, "Hold the salsa and the guacamole,"
they'll probably put more meat. Because I
thought you were gonna tell me to fuck off.
No, I've asked for this thing with all the veggies on the side, so it doesn't get soggy. Because if you're not eating it like right away, it can get pretty soggy with the guacamole. So they tend to put more meat because they it's a visual thing, right? So they have the feeling of like it doesn't look normal, so you gotta fill it up with something else. So they'll put more meat.
That reminds me, there's a guy at work. He brings tuna sandwiches to work every now and then, but he makes them before he leaves for work. So like by the time lunchtime rolls around, he'll pull that thing out and like you can see in the bag, the Ziploc bag, there's like little droplets of, not precipitation, but oh my God, I can't even think of the word. Moisture.
Yeah.
And like when he bites into it, you can see like the bread is like kind of flattened down because it's all wet now from the tuna juices and the mayonnaise. I'm like, dude, why don't you just put the tuna in a bowl and then put the bread in a bag and then just bring it that way? He's like, I don't know, it's just the way I like it. Like, you don't like it. I know you don't like it. But did you want to take a break? We're a little past an hour and 10 minutes, so I got to pee.
Yeah, I can take a break.
All right.
Take a piss real quick.
All right, people. We'll be right back.
Like 2 seconds.
Something like that.
Maybe less. And
we're back. Just in time for me to open up my last bit of whiskey.
Okay,
I wasn't going to, but figure why not. I think we're going back on that diet, that slow carb diet. 'Cause I need to lose some weight. Starting to get tits again, but it's Pendleton Canadian whiskey.
So what does whiskey have to do with a diet?
Nothing. I can't really have it.
Anything with the word "die" in it, just
I know how you feel about diet, but it's a pretty simple diet. It's very restrictive, but I get my cheat days on Saturday, so
I've been doing this one that's helped me, and it's. I don't like it, but I can't argue with the results. And all I do is I eat mush, essentially. So oatmeal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so oatmeal fills you up, right? Fills your belly up, and you just feel full. And then I have one meal a day. So I'll have mush in the morning, and then for lunch, and then at night I'll have dinner, and that's it.
And then do you wait like at least an hour before you go to bed?
Well, yeah, I mean, dinner's usually early, but
okay.
it's kind of funny because at first my brain is saying like I should probably eat something but I don't feel hungry.
That's like how it is on this diet. Have you ever heard of the 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss?
No.
Some of his stuff is, it's kind of out there, but I will say that it works. It's kind of fucking crazy, but it's a lot like the paleo diet. But essentially, it's basically the slow carb diet, where you only eat slow carb foods during the week, and you get your cheat day at the end of the week. Then you go right back onto it. But your slow carbs are things like any type of lentil, beans and stuff like that. Those that have good protein, good carbohydrates. But you can't have bread. You can't have rice. No sugars. No fruits, because they still have a type of sugar. And then on your cheat day, you just load up, and that kind of carries you through the week. But I thought on the podcast I could do a little sound. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a little sound experience for all of our listeners, since you guys don't get to see us. So I'm going to open up this bottle, and it has a nice little cork for it, for the sound. So here we go. I'm going to open it. And here comes the pour. You ready?
Dude.
You'll be able to hear the clank on the glass. And there you go.
Sounds like an old man taking a piss.
Oh, but no, this whiskey. It's not really cheap whiskey. I think this is like $25 a bottle. But I've always liked this whiskey. It has like this weird, like caramel taste. But I am so done with sugar whiskeys, like Fireball and Regal Apple and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like shit in the morning with a nice, good, clean whiskey. I can get my buzz, and I don't wake up in the morning to feel like a bear that got shot in the ass with a tranquilizer dart.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because that's. It's true. Like every time I have whiskey, like I don't feel. Well, like beer, like when you drink beer, like the next morning you kind of feel like shit,
Yeah, it's mostly because you drink a lot of it,
Well, I don't drink a lot of it, and I still feel like shit. But when I drink whiskey, like, or like some scotch, I don't feel that. Now that you mentioned that, but anyways, I had another beef that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, more shit that Zumi's angry about.
This was, like I said, another rabbit hole, and it happened to be a video. It was in it, and then you know how you get sucked into like some videos and you don't know what they're about until the end.
Yeah.
And it ended up being an inspirational video, and it fucking pissed me off.
Oh, great. Here we go.
So
this is why, as a NLP practitioner, you should never watch these type of videos.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm all about like being inspirational and all that shit, but this one just rubbed me the wrong way, and it's probably a video made out of a urban story or urban legend story, but there's this guy that goes to a store, like a grocery store or something, and there's a lady, and she's just saying, like, you just kind of like hear the end of the conversation, and it's saying like, oh, please, like, help me, yada yada yada, and the guy's like saying like, the clerk is just going like, I can't do it, right?
Yeah.
And she has like a list, and the guy that walked in says like, so kind of like, what's the problem type thing, and she's like, oh, I just need help, yada yada yada, and the guy's like all snarky and says like, I'll tell you what, if you put that list that you have on the scale, and if it weighs more than a kilogram, I'll buy everything that's on your list. And the lady's like looking at the list, and she pulls up a pen and she like scribbles something, and she folds it in half and drops it on the scale, and the scale is like over the kilogram, right? It's like 4 kilograms or something, like some fucking bullshit God. Like that. I think you know where this is going. And the guy's just like eyes wide open or whatever, right? And
was this one of those Thai videos?
Tide videos.
Thai.
No,
okay.
I don't think so. So the guy looks at it. The clerk looks at the list, and he just like does like this little nod, like kind of like, oh, well, I guess so. I guess that's the reason why. And he just hands it back to the guy, right? And so the guy, like, the next scene, like, the guy goes inside his car and he's just, like, in shock, right?
Yeah.
And he has his wife, and his wife goes, like, what's wrong? And as she's saying what's wrong, like, the lady's coming up with, like, a fucking bag of groceries. Right? And she just leaves. And he gives him, like, this look of, like, between gratitude and, like, I told you so. And then he unfolds the list, right?
Yeah.
And it has the list of, like, tomatoes and whatever, milk and all that shit. And you can read what she scribbled, and she's clever. She scribbled, Lord, you know my necessities, please help me.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a religion type.
So there's supposed to be a miracle.
Right. But here's the thing that rubbed me the wrong way about this one, is that really didn't fucking help or solve any problem that this lady had, right?
No, not at all.
It was just that hunter's mentality. You just grab what you needed at that moment. What happens next?
Yeah.
I don't know. It pissed the fuck out of me. I'm like, really? Like,
I know, but it's the what the old it's not parable or proverb rather. The you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for life.
Well, it's kind of like, remember Married with Children, where Kelly makes a comment? This is what it reminded me. Like, Kelly, like, says, like, oh, it's true what they say, you know? You give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. You give him a cow and you feed him for, like, a month.
I love Kelly in that show.
That's kind of how it felt. Like, you just essentially fed this person. Like, those were not her needs.
No.
And I don't know. It's kind of misleading, and I hate that the video is made out to make you feel bad for being better off than somebody else. And I hate when people try to force altruism on you.
Yes.
Essentially, that's what it is. Like,
pretty much.
It's forced altruism. Like, it's like, remember the when I told you, like, the first time I took Anna and we went to Chick-fil-A and
Yes.
the lady in front of me paid for my bill?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm not paying for the guy behind me. And my wife was like, oh, why? Like, why didn't you do it? And I'm like, because no, like, I don't like people forcing altruism acts on me. Like, no. Like, if that's why I have a generosity account, and if there's money in that account, then yes, I can help somebody out. But if I don't have money to help somebody out, then shit, I can't help you.
But is
at least,
this is where all of the progressive ideas stem from, right?
Yes.
Everything's always this perfect idea, right? It's all utopia. If this happened, everything would be great, right?
Right.
Like, okay, if everybody just helped each other out, we'd all be fine. It's like, I agree to a certain point, but that's never gonna fucking happen.
No, well, and it kind of reminded me of, like, the whole thing, like the people that complain about, like, them always being broke, not having enough money for, like, things or traveling and all that stuff. And, like, dude, like, you fucking rims are shiny and you have the latest iPhone. I'm like,
yeah, you're drinking a glass of whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I know we mentioned Ben Shapiro earlier, and, like, Ben Shapiro in one of his videos, like, put it the best way that he talks about money, right?
Yeah. And
he essentially tells people that how the bottom 20% are not gonna, are like 90% of those people are not gonna stay within the 20%, the bottom 20%. There's enough money that flows around the United States that they'll make it out. They'll go to middle class.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? So, and some of the guys started, like, kind of like booing him, and he's like, come on, people. Like, by now, if you're not good with money, like, let's face it, that's your fucking problem. Essentially, that's what he tells him. Like, you gotta, like, you know, he I mean, he makes the comment kind of snarky. Like, I think a better approach would have been like, if that's your case, then you need to really like educate yourself on how money works and what
for real,
and have like a better plan on how, or better management on your money. So,
you know,
like, it fucking pissed me off, dude.
you know what pisses me off about the whole welfare thing is, and it was all pretty much encapsulated. And there is a possibility we have talked about this on like one of our very first episodes. But I'm going to say it anyway. There's a video that encapsulates how I feel about welfare. And like I've said before, I don't think welfare is bad. I don't think that food stamps are bad. I don't think that, you know, government assistance for healthcare is bad. I don't think any of that's bad. I think there's a use for it. And I saw this video of this lady, and I was just talking to the wife about this again today, where she is recording herself. Sorry, that's the dog going crazy like a little moron. Anyway, this lady's recording herself. She had just gotten a letter back from the State Department, and she's opening it like she's opening up a rejection or acceptance letter from a college, right?
Right.
And she opens it and finds out that she's getting 100% assistance for welfare. And she acts like she won the fucking lottery. Now, it had shown her before, like, she had a house. She had these kids and everything that she was, you know, apparently the mother of. And they all, I'm not going to say that they were, but they all looked like they just never worked a day in their life. It's the difference between, like, you know, you see somebody who's, you know, fat and then somebody who looks like they're just completely lazy, right?
Right.
I'm getting really close to the looking like you're just really lazy. But you know what I mean, right? Like, there's some people.
No, I do. Like,
they just look like slobs because, like, you know, like, this is what they look like. They just look like slobs. Their house was destroyed. It looked like they had cats shitting in there. You know, it was just terrible. But the outside of the house looks like a normal house. And then she just starts, you know, celebrating because now she's going to be on welfare 100%. And it just encapsulates so much of how I feel. It's like they're not looking to get a job. Because this lady looked like she could work at a Burger King or someplace or anywhere. Anywhere. She just didn't want to.
Yeah. No, I mean, we have talked about this.
But I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know
Yeah.
if she does have a condition, and that's why I'm kind of being the asshole. Is I have no idea. But it was just upsetting because I know that even though this may not be what it seems, I know that there's people out there that are doing this, that can work, that can be, you know, in the workforce.
Yeah. And they just work the system.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos for them, right? They know how to work the system, but like I said, it does bring an interesting point where it's like, well, if somebody that really needed it got rejected because some piece of shit just decided to work the system, then
for the, you know, 18th time, you know, they had to re-up on it.
Yeah, but what I've noticed though about these type of programs, it's not about your situation, it's about how good you are at paperwork.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what it is.
Yep. And because I will say, you know, like, it's difficult to get 100% welfare. It's difficult to get those type of benefits. I mean, I heard somewhere, like in California, you're put on a waiting list for Section 8 housing. You know, like, because there's just so many people that are in Section 8 housing.
Right.
That it's like trying to get season tickets to the Dodgers. You know, it's like, you know, you can try. but you're going to go on the waiting list.
Yeah.
But doesn't that say so much? It makes it so much worse when you know that there's so many people on it that you're put on a waiting list. And then, but you then think about, like, okay, if there was the, I don't know which state that started it. I think it might have been Vermont or Virginia, maybe one of the V states, that had started doing the random drug tests for all government assistance.
I didn't know that.
There was another state that just recently started up a program where you had to go into the unemployment office. If you're going to get unemployment insurance, then you have to go into the office 4 times a week. You have to be on the computer looking for a job, and you have to go to these courses that teach you certain skills in order to get into an entry-level job. Like, say, like you, they were even offering like trade skills, like welding and stuff. They're saying you have to do these things in order for us to give you unemployment insurance. Now, that was all stipulated on the fact that, like, you actually could physically go to the unemployment office, right?
Right.
If you couldn't, you couldn't. That's just the way it was. Then they talk about disability insurance and all that stuff. But anyway, when they enacted these measures, they had more than 50% of all of their usual applicants drop off. So, like, when they started doing random drug tests that were mandatory, people left. When they started forcing people to actually look for a job, people left. And a massive amount of them left.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
No,
do you
yeah,
agree, do you agree with them putting in rules like that?
I do, actually. And it's like I said, it weeds out the people that are just there because they
No
hurt
pun
somebody. they hurt somebody else that is on welfare, and they say, like, oh, it's really easy, and you don't have to do anything. You just gotta show that you don't make money, and then you're fucked up economically or whatever. Versus the people that are actually in the program or applying for the program because they actually do have a need.
Yeah.
So yeah. And by the way, I'm not putting a link of this fucking video because, like, it pissed me off so much that it doesn't even deserve to be watched.
Yeah.
But there is one that does. I'm changing the subject here, but have you seen the trailer for the Disaster Artist with
I have not.
James Franco?
Isn't he in there with his brother?
I think it's his cousin, actually.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think that other Franco is his cousin. It's not his brother. I don't know. They look alike, but I don't know. So, have you ever seen the movie, or have you heard of the movie The Room?
Oh yes, about the mother and her. Is it her daughter?
No, not Room. The Room with Tommy Wiseau.
No.
Oh, dude, it is the most horrible fucking movie out there. If you guys have a chance, look. If you haven't heard of The Room by Tommy Wiseau, look it up. It was a movie by I think he's German or something. I don't know, but he's the writer, he's the director, he's the main actor, the main character. But the movie's so messed up. It's so fucking low budget, and it's so bad. But the movie's so quotable that it's funny. And it's like, it's one of those movies that's like unintentionally like a comedy, but it wasn't meant to be a comedy.
Okay.
But they have so now the Disaster Artist is James Franco playing Tommy Wiseau while they were filming.
God.
While they were filming this movie. So
it's like a circle jerk.
So I mean, if you're gonna watch this movie, I think it's on Netflix. Just keep in mind that it's a horrible movie. Don't watch it alone. Watch it with somebody who's like extremely sarcastic and is willing to like laugh. And if you're stoned, it's probably better. But they had screeners, right? Like throughout like LA and stuff, and all the people there just yell out like random comments during the movie because that's what they're there to just mock the movie.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's so bad, but it's so quotable at the same time. Like I think the best video that you can watch is Cinema Sins. Like everything
The hell
wrong.
is that?
You never seen Cinema Sins? They put the sins of movies.
Is it like a YouTube channel?
Yeah. So it's called Everything Wrong with The Room. In
I think I've seen some of these.
In less than like 10 minutes or whatever. So they have a fucking count. It's like in the 300s or whatever. Like everything wrong with this movie. Except there's this one part. It is really, really funny when Tommy Wiseau like just passionately yells out, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa!" and the Cinema Sin count just goes like, "There is nothing wrong with this scene. This scene is pure gold." But it's so funny. Like the guys they fucking throw a football like every other 5 minutes of the movie.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking dumb.
Wow.
You gotta watch this video, dude. It's so funny, and the fact that they're making a movie out of him filming the movie.
Well,
I'm wondering if he's getting any like royalties for it. You know,
there's a couple of movies coming out. There's the one, the Shape of Water. Have you seen the trailer for that?
no.
I had no okay. I started watching the trailer and I'm like, why does The Weight of Water sound familiar? Or the Shape of Water. I'm sorry, I saw your weight of paper.
No.
Comment on the show notes. The Shape of Water. Why does it sound familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it a remake?
No.
Okay.
And I'm starting to think, and I'm like, God, I could swear that had something to do with Hellboy, right?
Okay.
Like I thought I had read like a comic book, like a Hellboy comic book, and that had something to do with Abraham. Or Abe, rather. Abe Sapien.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what it is. It is the origin story of Abe Sapien.
Huh.
And it's done by how do you say his name? Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo. Yes. And dude, it looks fucking good.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
But of course, it's just a trailer, like anything else.
Yeah. Have you seen the one for Blade Runner, the new one, the extended one?
Yes.
Oh, it looks so good. I think that movie's gonna pass unnoticed though.
Yes,
I don't know.
It probably will, and
I have
will
that
just
feeling.
Skip it. Yeah.
I have that feeling, but I think it's gonna be really, really good though. But you know, sci-fi's not for everybody.
Well, there was that one. There was another trailer I watched.
They have a shitload of stuff coming out. Like they have like that Justice League movie.
I know, but it just seems like too much.
They have Thor Ragnarok coming out.
Dude, the Snowman. Have you seen the trailer for the Snowman?
The Snowman? No.
I thought it was going to be a horror movie. It's not.
Oh, I saw it on my list, but I didn't click on it because it looked like a horror movie, and I was like, "Oh, that looks stupid."
It's not a horror movie. It is I guess it's based on true events about this dude called the Snowman Killer.
Oh.
And Michael Fassbender, who I love Michael Fassbender. I think he's a good actor. He's I think the protagonist, and it looks pretty good. I mean, for the most part. I can see that it's from the trailers. It looks a lot like Insomnia.
Oh, okay.
You know, like where the killer like inadvertently draws the cop in to his own world.
Right.
You know, so that type of thing. So that looks cool. And then I started the trailer for Only the Brave, and I stopped immediately because it looked terrible.
Can I make a pause here real quick?
Go for it.
What do you think about Oprah Winfrey acting?
Dude, that's another trailer I stopped once I saw, because, okay, one of my favorite books as a kid, right? One of my favorite books as a kid by Madeleine L'Engle. And as soon as I saw Oprah, click. I'm done. Nope. That Illuminati bitch. There's no way I'm watching that shit.
But it's A Wrinkle of Time, though.
Yes.
In Time. Is it In Time?
A Wrinkle in Time, yes. And, dude, awesome book. Amazing book. But holy like, I was all excited because I saw, was it Chris Pine?
Yes.
You know, he's going to be the father. And as I'm watching it, Zumi's going to take a little break. As I'm watching it, I'm all excited. I'm like, yes, A Wrinkle in Time. This is going to be fucking awesome. It's like one of those books that you never knew that you actually wanted a movie for. And I'm so excited. And then Oprah Winfrey. And I'm like, what the fuck? You have got to be shitting me. And then I see like the little girl, you know, like, and I'm not trying to push anything here, but the little girl, you know, she just looks terrible. Like her acting. And she's adorable. That's the whole thing. It's like I'm watching it. Everything is perfect. Like the way the cinematography looks and everything looked perfect until I saw Oprah.
Sorry, I just had to ask.
Did you know that was one of my favorite books?
I did not know
Before
that was
you
one
asked
of your
me
favorite books. No, but I just saw that trailer earlier, and I was like, and then I saw Oprah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that.
Well, there's so much stuff, and they're like all the, what is it? The Ready Player One.
Oh, that one.
That one looks different because I saw like they had the Iron Giant. You know, like little callbacks to all these old things, and
Freddy was there, and
and Freddy
characters.
Then they had the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Yeah, the characters from Doom.
And so I don't know.
It's probably it's gonna be a nerdy movie.
That's probably it'll probably be like the more grown up version of Wreck-It Ralph. You know, like where it just plays on your nostalgia.
I love Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah,
though.
I don't mind. Wreck-It
and
Ralph.
you know, like I put Wreck-It Ralph the other day to my kids because he hadn't seen it, and he's not like I said, he Nightmare Before Christmas, Rescue Bots, The Lion King.
Yeah,
that's all they watch, right?
Yeah,
and I told them like, no, I'm gonna watch a movie that I want to watch, and I'm browsing through Netflix, and I can't find shit that doesn't have like violence or blood.
Of course.
And my sons are like, oh, put the dinosaurs on, put this, and I'm like, no. And then I see Wreck-It Ralph, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just put Wreck-It Ralph. And my wife is making fun of me, like, and you ended up watching a cartoon, and I'm like, I know. But all of a sudden, my oldest surprised me because he's like, oh, Dad, look, it's Sonic and Eggman.
You're like, what?
And I'm like, you know Sonic? You know Dr. Robotnik? I'm like, what? Gosh. And he's like, oh, and there's Pac-Man.
And that's when your soul cried.
And I was like, oh, my boy. And we watched the movie. He enjoyed it. And I'm like, did you like it? He's like, yeah.
Well, did you see the new Will Smith movie that's coming out? It's a Netflix movie.
Oh, the one with aliens and races and stuff?
Yeah, like fairies and djinn and all that.
I gotta be honest, that looks fucking stupid.
Yes. And I see on Facebook that all of the people that are into things like Twilight and Harry Potter and all that stuff, which I'm not bagging on Harry Potter, but all those people that are really into that stuff want to see this so bad. And I'm like, why?
Just because of the wand, probably, right?
Yeah.
Because they mention a wand. Like, oh, you have a wand, you can do anything.
Like, oh, it's going to be a good movie. It's like, no, it's not. It's not.
It looks stupid.
It's Will Smith going on his weird things that he does. And
is this the point where we just go like, hey, Will, like come back to your roots, man. Like,
it's like what happened to Eddie Murphy. Seriously, it's exactly what happened to Eddie Murphy. It's like Eddie Murphy was just so good for so long. And then all of a sudden he started doing Dr. Dolittle movies.
Well, it's like Johnny Depp.
Adventures of Pluto Nash and shit. And
yeah, it's like Johnny Depp, you know?
But he might come back. He might come back. You never know.
I don't know. Like,
I have hope for Johnny.
You know, it's like one of my favorite actors, and all of a sudden he came doing this fucking shit. Like every other like dumb character had to be Jack Sparrow, and I'm like, no, dude, come on.
That's what I was gonna say. I think the one thing that ruined him was being Jack Sparrow on Pirates of the Caribbean. I think because it was a series, and he had to play the same guy. I think it just ruined him.
Yeah, and I don't know. I can't take him seriously anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I see Johnny Depp now. I'm like, yeah, movie's gonna suck.
Dude, when the fuck is the next season of Daredevil gonna come out?
It's not gonna come out. It's a fusion, right?
They're doing the Defenders. Yeah.
Yes. So that's gonna follow all of the 3 or 4 stories or whatever they have in there.
Well,
and then they'll do Daredevil.
I started watching Iron Fist. Have you watched any of that?
No, but I heard it wasn't that good.
It's really not. But there's some interesting aspects to it. And, you know, some of the dialogue and stuff like that is actually kind of fun. But holy shit, dude. The first 2 episodes are the longest episodes that have ever been dragged out in any television series that has ever existed. If you just watch the first 2 episodes for me, it'll cost you 2 hours of your life. And you come back to me and you tell me, like, and I'm waiting for your response to be like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, it wasn't bad. It's just like, it took me so long to get here.
Yeah. I saw the one for Westworld. That looks really good.
Yeah. Did you like the first season?
I love the first season.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. That
jacked with your mind a little bit, didn't it?
It did. It actually did.
Just make you start feeling bad for fucking machines.
I never felt bad for the machines. I felt bad for the humans once the machines turn over. It's like Terminator. Yep. It's like, fuck.
and once Skynet goes live, they're going to listen to this podcast and go, he's an enemy.
Yep. Like, yep. These guys, we gotta kill these guys first. Wow. Yeah. So how are we doing on time?
Well, let's see. We are at about almost 2 hours, but they were at 1:54, so I would say take off about 5 to 6 minutes of that.
So we got some time.
Yeah.
So
that just killed the momentum.
I'm sorry. It's kind of like, have you ever seen that meme? I think I showed you that one meme. Is like, it said, it was like a conversation between like a boyfriend girlfriend, like on Messenger or WhatsApp, and it said like that moment where there's like awkward silence, but you're still trying to save the conversation.
Yeah. And
there's a comment about from the guy, and it says like, "Have you ever thrown a raccoon?" It's just so fucking random.
Yep.
It's like you're trying to save the conversation.
I've made comments like that.
So, Lonnie, have you ever thrown a raccoon?
Honestly, yes.
You have?
Actually, this is that's kind of an awkward story.
I know.
I didn't throw it with my hands.
Did you kick it?
I threw it. Well, not really. It's like a half kick. It was already on my foot.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Okay.
Is this fucking raccoon attacking you or something?
I was a young teenage boy, probably 13, 14, maybe, no, 13 or 14, and was camping with the parents and just sitting out there by the fire, you know, like, and I'm kind of farther away from the fire than like my dad, and I think my sister was outside, and we're sitting around the fire, and I just kind of like, I'm kind of leaning back in my chair, right? And I look over, and I had put down my soda and something like a bag of chips or something like that I was eating. So of course, you know, like the food's going to attract the varmints out, right? And I look over, I went to go grab one of those items, and there's a fucking raccoon like over my foot, like going to grab my chips or whatever it was. And I kind of like, you know, jumped a little bit, kind of freaked out, and I like got up and kind of like kicked it away. But it was, like I said, it was already on my foot, so it kind of slung the fucking raccoon, and he runs off or whatever. But yeah, yes, I have thrown a raccoon.
I
bet
haven't.
you weren't expecting that, yeah.
No, I wasn't. I'm trying to make a joke.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Like, way to fucking kill it, John. No, I before I came to Mexico, that I was outside on the patio area. I was having a smoke. I'll be honest. I was being bad, and I saw a fucking skunk coming in my direction.
Oh, dude, did you panic?
No. I slowly went to the door, and it's a sliding door.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have like 4 inches open just for like the cigarette to be outside. Because I just started the cigarette. I wasn't willing to like just let it go.
You're like, fuck this skunk. I'm finishing my cigarette.
I was like, oh, please don't get like startled because it's gonna suck. And then so I'm like puffing. I'm like, and I'm like looking, and he's just chilling like on the corner. And then he like decided that it wasn't a good place to make a nest or something, and he just turned and started walking away.
Nest.
Well, I don't know what fucking skunks
It's a
do.
mammal, dude.
I don't know what they do.
Actually, skunks don't startle that easy.
No.
No, they're actually kind of aggressive. Like if they have their young around, they're young. Sound like fucking Steve Irwin. If they have their,
Cubs.
they're young. Whatever. If they have the little ones around, then they won't actually like spray right away, even though you think they would. Like kind of like a mother bear. Like if you see bear cubs around, you should probably get the fuck out of wherever you're at.
Right.
They're not really like that. They'll well shit. They'll kind of like try to scare you off because they know that they're a skunk.
Right.
And I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that like when they release all that shit, whatever that is, from their shit glands, this is terrible. This is so unscientific. But when they release that stuff, does it like, I don't know, does it like tire them out or something?
I don't fucking know.
Because like if they're not willing to just like get rid of it and like, scare you off or like spray you like right away.
I have no clue. I've never studied anything about skunk anatomy.
We
to
need
be
to
honest.
get Bear Grylls on the podcast. You're like, dude, there's this really important question that we have to ask you about skunks.
You know what I'm wondering now. Like, they make perfumes based out of that piss that skunks throw, right?
Or that stuff.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's kind of like a shit ton of pheromones.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, but there's perfume made out of. They use that as a base. I don't know how they turn it into like for it to smell pretty or whatever, but because it lasts a long time.
Yeah, because it's fucking gross.
I would hate to have that fucking job. I'm the guy who's hunting skunks so I can make perfumes.
I desack skunks for a living.
Well, that's pretty bad.
Ugh. Now, I do have to ask you about this. I really, really wanted you to see this video. Now, I had put up a video. It's kind of off topic. I was trying to segue into the whole welfare thing because it had something to do about money. This video on submersible yachts. Have you seen this shit?
Submersible yachts. So
Yes.
you have like a mini submarine? But it's a yacht?
Not even mini. It's a fucking submarine. Now, I don't know if it's linkable. Like, I posted it on here on our, let me see, on our stuff here. But, yeah, you can't click on it. Just copy it and paste it.
No, but you can do, here you go, explore. See, Control Alt Shift L.
Now, this is
I.
just for
Oh, never mind. That's
this
not the right.
company. They make, I forget their name. It starts with an M. Now, I would love to get them as a sponsor of the show. But Migaloo Private Submersible Yachts.
What you call me?
And of course, they have like this really calm and like sexy music to go along with their video to showcase their yachts. But these things are fucking huge. And like they have extendable panels that come out for like helicopter pads and a pool and
Whoa.
Yeah. Are you seeing this shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I had made the joke on Slack to some of the
Wait, hold on. This has a pole on top.
Yes.
So when
I know.
it dives,
I know. It all gets covered.
what the
There's
fuck?
there's a panel that comes up over it all that shit that you see, like at about, I'd say at about 35, 36 seconds, all that shit that you see that's outside, that actually goes back inside before they submerse. And these things are huge. It'll show you all the different models and stuff that they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Of course, you know, they don't show price because multi-billionaires don't give a shit.
Hold on. These things already exist. It's not like an idea. They already exist.
These already exist. Now, they'll show you a lot of CGI because I'm sure that they don't just have a few of them laying around. I'm pretty sure that they make every one of these custom. Like, they have a base, and then they, you know, of course.
So if by any reason they find some fucking pirates, they just go underwater and be like, "Fuck you."
Pretty much. Yep, you're gonna need a few depth charges in order to get these guys.
Dude, this is crazy.
How much money is that shit?
I don't know.
How many billion dollars do you think that is?
I don't know. I'm gonna call my buddy Bill and see if he can buy me one.
I mean, it's fucking crazy, right? You can see the back end where the propellers are. I mean, it's a fucking submarine. And it actually submerses itself in the ocean.
This is probably something that just like a prince in like
the Saudi prince.
Like a Saudi prince is gonna have.
Yeah, and that jackass will probably gold plate it for no fucking reason. Isn't that crazy? I'm looking at you and you look like you got blower's cramp.
Dude, this is like, it's just like out of my spectrum of things that I've seen. You know?
I know, right?
I can't get over the fact that it has a fucking pool and it can submerge and just covers that pool. Like,
yeah, no problem. I'm sure that they don't have this thing so where it can submerge itself down like, you know, where nuclear subs go. I'm sure that it's not at that level because that kind of shit is, you know, government property, you know, and they don't just, you know, release that type of technology. But what if they do? What if it can? I mean, there's just some billionaire out there that's like looking at this going, you know, I think I'll get myself the M7 model. You know, well, maybe we'll do that this spring. Yeah, we'll go and get ourselves a submersible yacht. I'm going to get rid of the old yacht. You know, that thing's so 2015.
So 2000 lame.
But honestly, at this point, when you see shit like this just proves to me that these guys that are multi-billionaires, they're not even getting this stuff because they want it, necessarily. They're getting it to one-up their other billionaire friends. It's like, oh, you got a yacht? Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I got a submersible. And it's a yacht. Did you see the dining room in those things?
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. You know what it looks like, Lonnie? It looks like the boat version of Snowpiercer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's gonna have like a deck where it's like just poor people
eating babies. Oh. Dude, I can't think about that movie without getting sick to my stomach.
Dude, that movie is fucked up.
Yeah, and that's the only way I can describe that movie.
I mean, it's definitely not the best movie, but it's
fucked up.
Yeah. Hey, I see you have something in my lazy ass instructor. What's that about?
Okay, I'm gonna go.
What's that about?
I'm gonna go back into my class's web page here, just to see if she's done anything. Okay, most of my instructors.
Did you pass your last class, by the way?
Of course I did.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, cool. I have a 4.0 right now.
What? You fucking nerd.
Okay, she still hasn't graded our first week's stuff. Now, this kind of shit pisses me off. I know it's not going to change how I did on my last week's assignments, no matter when she grades the stuff, but I'd like to know, right? All of my instructors up to now have said, by Thursday, we will have grades out for everybody in the class. Minimum, like Thursday is the deadline for us. This instructor has made one announcement since I started class. And she has not posted anyone's grades for last week. And last week ended on Monday.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's basically Sunday morning. I mean, the end of our second week is almost here, and she still hasn't posted first week's grades. Now, what she has done is she has acknowledged that I have made a sufficient amount of posts in the class. Like she went back and marked each one of my posts as substantive posts, right?
Right.
But she hasn't actually graded it. All she needs to do is say, okay, let's say like I have to have 8 substantive posts each week, right? And each of them have to be at least 75 words or more. Well, I have that. She even showed me, she gave me the little S by each post, saying that it's a substantive post. All she would have to do is go and click a button that says I get a 4 out of 4 on points for my posts. And she hasn't even done that.
And now this shit is gonna go on a podcast, and she's probably a listener, and she's gonna be like, "Well, you know what? Fuck you. You get 2 points."
I'm going to put a little post comment on it because I really don't know. I don't know if she's lazy. I don't know if she has other shit going on in her life. I'm actually kind of wondering because she's only made one real post herself, where usually in every other class that I've had, like the instructor will go through like each reading assignment and say, like this goes over this, like this chapter is going to talk about this, discuss such and such in this chapter.
Dude, I totally don't envy you right now. Like
I know.
I don't miss that shit at all.
I know, and I can't wait until school is done. But I mean,
how much
Christelle
longer do
is
you have?
done. I have, because of the 5-week course for each course, and you only do one at a time, I have until September of next year.
So about a year.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's still, but it's a fucking year. And I hope that I don't have any more instructors like this, because I'm one of those nerds, like you say, that I want to know. I kind of want to know like how I did, so I can have that time to go through and say, okay, you know what, I really fucked up on this part of it, like, or on this assignment, I was marked down for this. I want to know that before I finish my next week's assignments and turn it in. And she goes, oh, well, you fucked up on it again. Be like, well, I didn't even fucking know that until I had turned in. You know what I mean?
Hey, I think I know the title for this episode.
And what is that?
I think we should call it "This Is My Broomstick."
Oh, you're such a sick motherfucker. Oh my god. Should we call it Burglars and Broomsticks?
No, "This Is My Broomstick." I like that one better.
You are such a sick motherfucker.
Well, if you get to this section of the podcast, you probably already know the title, right? But this is how. This is the mark of or the origin of the title for the episode.
Okay, well I'm writing it down right now. This is my broomstick, you sick bastard. You're so nasty,
man. Dude. Well, I'm sorry. It's just like I'm not sharing the video. I'm not sharing it because it's too graphic, and like I said, it made me It didn't make me sick to my stomach, but it made me kind of queasy. I was like, I still can't. I can't. I don't know how I waited this long. I don't know how long I like the fucking power that I had to not call you and say like, dude, this is fucked up.
Oh my god, there's no way I'm watching it.
No, I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna make you watch it either. So, I mean, and it's maybe I should. I should create the captions for it, like in English.
You're such an asshole. You actually gonna go back and watch it and like transcript everything?
Yes. No,
Oh,
no, I don't think I can do it. Just like I couldn't go back to like
The
look at the
B&E
picture.
Pain Olympics.
Oh my god, no. Well, that was actually kind of like I was laughing, but I don't know if it was like the reaction of like I didn't know what to do with
You're just in
the
shock.
imagery. Yeah, the imagery that I had, my reaction was to laugh. I would have to watch them again just to see if it was like.
Dude, videos like that are the ones that wake you up in the middle of the night. Like you wouldn't have thought about it for like 5 years, and like all of a sudden B&E Pain Olympics comes back into your brain, and you're like, yeah, I'm not sleeping this week.
Oh, sorry, people. I know, like I kind of morbid.
Ugh. Do you hear that? Do you hear what's going on with my refrigerator right now?
No,
Can you hear
I
that
got
slight thrum?
no, I got a fan going on, so I just hear the fan.
My refrigerator makes this weird humming sound, but it's when it's gathering or like the coils in the back, the cooler part is like getting more water, and it like makes this hum sound, but it's like a whiny hum sound. So it's like my refrigerator's dying.
Oh my god.
It scared the shit out of me the first time I heard it, because I just hear.
I saw that you're making fun of people that snore while they're awake.
Yes, I'm one of those people that, by the way.
Oh, me too. I was just gonna say like oh, now I don't feel so bad.
Like like when you're sitting there watching a movie and you're kind of like. And you always have. Why do you always have like a half smile on your face when you're snoring when you're awake?
I think it's because you kind of hear the sound and then you realize that you're doing it and you just instead of stopping or like moving you just kind of keep going to see if you can control it. At least that's what's
so
happened. Like I've had times where like dude, I honestly think I have sleep apnea because I'll be like half asleep, right? And I kind of hear the sound and I'm like, but it feels so. I was like, but it feels kind of like soothing to just keep going. And you're like, and then all of a sudden it's like,
You can't fucking breathe.
You're like, what the fuck?
Well, Chris, I know I have sleep apnea because Christelle has told me that in the middle of the night I will just stop breathing.
Yeah,
that's no joke, man.
No,
I think I just
dude.
need to go to the doctor. The only thing is that if I actually do have sleep apnea, I have to get it fixed immediately or I can't have a CDL.
Well, I don't think there's a fix for it. They just give you an oxygen.
Yeah, and they give you the CPAP machine.
Yeah.
You know, and then everything will be fine.
But you know, it could be atrophy as well. That's what I've been told. Like,
yeah, because it doesn't happen all the time for me. Like, if it was a common occurrence, I would take it more seriously. But it's usually when I'm like really, really tired and I go to bed, and I'll wake up the next day and Christelle will be like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. You're like, dude, you just like stopped breathing. Like you were snoring and then nothing. It's like, oh, that's not cool.
Yeah. Well, what I was told was to lose weight, right?
Yeah.
That always helps. Cause like right now, like I'm a fucking fatty. I'm at 183. That was 2 days ago, but with these fucking burritos, I'm pretty sure I went up again.
Yeah.
But when you met me, I was at like my weight was like at 145.
Yeah, you were tiny.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm talking about fucking 40 pounds. That's a lot, dude.
Yes. Well,
so I was told, lose weight, and then see what happens. And the other thing is that it could be atrophy, like on your throat area.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. There's a video that you might want to check out. It's called his name is Dr. Berg.
Dr. Burke?
Berg.
With a K? Oh, Berg.
No, with a G.
Okay.
Berg. And
iceberg right ahead.
Yeah. So Dr. Berg, and look for sleep apnea, and he'll like, he's like one of the like as far as nutrition goes, he's the guy that I look for first before I, do anything else.
Yeah.
And like I think I mentioned this, like Dr. Oz like actually ripped like his information off.
Yeah, I heard
show.
that too. Can you give me just give me 1 second? 1 second. Anna back. Sorry about that. Dog puked everywhere.
That's okay.
She's old. But yeah, as you were saying.
So Dr. Berg, and I think he's a chiropractor too, but he's a nutritionist, and he's the one that I look for, like any type of like nutrition plan. He has a lot of products, not affiliated with him, so. But
this is not an advertisement.
But the information that he has is really, 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 really good. And the section on sleep apnea, it's really eye opening actually, because I don't remember ever having sleep apnea when I was younger.
No, I never even snored.
So yeah, I was the same, and all of a sudden that you start snoring, all of a sudden it's like no, like something's wrong. So check him out.
Yeah.
Just look out Dr. Berg, sleep apnea. Get rid of that fucking machine, dude. From what I've heard, like I have a friend that uses that the
CPAP machine.
The CPAP machine. And he says it's annoying as fuck. Like he wakes up and he doesn't have it because he moves a lot. So
I was thinking like his body like goes into like autopilot and goes, "What the fuck is this thing? Get this thing off the fuck off my face." Yeah, and I don't know if I could do that. I honestly don't know. I don't think I have a sleep apnea, just because, like I said, that is such a rare occurrence that happens, and it only happens when I'm like really, really tired. So if you're listening to this and you work with me, please don't report me to the DOT. No, I don't think I have sleep apnea, but that shit is dangerous.
Well, you need a diagnosis before you can claim that you have sleep apnea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why I always say I think I have it, but I don't know. So I haven't done the study, and it's an expensive study from what I hear.
Yeah.
So, but I rather go the alternate route. If it's something that I can control, I'd rather do that first.
It's amazing how much shit you can fix by dieting and exercising, or not even dieting. I know you hate that word, but eating proper foods and exercising. Even just a little bit, like just a little bit of exercise.
And even not even exercising, like if you think about it, like
just moving.
Just walking.
Yeah.
Like just having an active life and not being a fucking 8-hour couch potato.
Oh, and here's something I suggest, and I have a problem with it actually, is go camping and put your phone in the car. For real. Like, I see so many people that are, like, of course this is a problem that people are attached to their phones, right? I'm one of those people. I'm attached to my phone, but it's more of like, I just need something to fill the time. And that's why that's the excuse that I use to look at my phone. But it's like, there's, like, stop looking at your phone, like, right before you go to sleep. I mean, it's so bad for you. Like, you're going to get terrible sleep if what you do right before you go to bed is look at your phone. And I do it. And I get terrible sleep when I do it. I get so much better sleep when I just like put my phone down on the nightstand, and I just go to bed. Or I just talk to the wife, or I watch a movie or something like that, or read.
Yeah.
But there's so many simple things. Like just if you have a balanced diet, like something that's decently healthy, and you start walking, how much shit you can actually get rid of. But
a lot. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, but
have you tried or have you started with cold showers at all?
A little bit, yes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can't go back. I can't go back. I can't go back to warm showers.
Because now you're addicted.
Yeah, even like lukewarm, like it's just it's weird. Like I said, the challenge is gonna be winter.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's gonna feel colder. I know,
I think you should start gradually, though. I hear a lot of people say that if you start with like a lukewarm, where it's like it's not unbearable, you just jump in and then like immediately start moving the control down to cold. Then that's actually a lot better.
Or you can listen to me and get into a power pose, 2 minutes, get that testosterone level up 20% or more, and then just open the fucking
just be a man about it.
Yeah. Like I said, you change your state and you can do it.
I gotta ask you, have you ever heard of people, like, I know we're kind of over time right now, but it's okay. Have you ever heard of people using apple cider vinegar for weight loss?
I do it all the time.
Dude. Okay. I'm just gonna say that
brags, baby. Mother brag.
Like 2 days ago, just because, like, I got like a tiny cold sore on my lip, right? And I know that apple cider vinegar, like, it's one of the things that I use. I use either alum or apple cider vinegar on a cold sore. And it always, like, scabs up, like, that day. And then it just goes away way faster, right?
Right.
And then whenever I get a cold, apple cider vinegar, some local natural honey, and a bunch of water. And the cold will go away within a day or two.
Yeah.
Well, I tried apple cider vinegar the other day just for the hell of it. Just to see how my day was going to be a little bit different. See if it was different at all. Like if I felt different. I did about, I think, like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Not even that much, right?
You pussy.
Yeah. I cannot stand the taste. But so I chugged the thing down. I put it in some water and I melted down some honey. Like, not melted down, but like I warmed it up so that I could pour it in and mix it in with the water. I put the honey in there, put the apple cider vinegar, chugged the water, went to work, and I felt way better that day. And I'm not trying to advertise for, like, and be like this holistic guy that's telling you to go out and seriously get some apple cider vinegar, some natural apple cider vinegar, and drink
baby.
it every day.
Mother brag.
Yes.
I think brag is like $7 for like the big one.
Yeah.
It
has the mother. Get the stuff with the mother in it.
Yeah, I drink it all the time. Like it works better if you drink it before you eat.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, to me, if I know I'm gonna eat like a lot of spicy food.
Oh yeah, apple cider vinegar.
I eat it. I drink it before, and I have no fucking heartburn. And you know, Lonnie, that I like every time we went out. Yeah, I was like bad heartburn. Like days that I could not sleep because I was like waking up, or I had like that micro puke on your throat. It's like,
oh yeah,
yeah. Like, but when I started drinking apple cider vinegar, that was like the first noticeable thing with me. It was like no more heartburn.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it does taste like crap. It's an acquired taste.
It's terrible. You have to get used to it.
I drink a cup. And I put like maybe, I don't know, like I fill it up like that much, like an inch and a half or so. And then I just throw water, and I don't even put a lemon in it. Like I heard lemon helps. Like I just fucking drink it straight up. I don't chug it. I drink it.
Well, I hear a lot of people that do the sipping. Like they'll put a bunch, like half and half, water and apple cider vinegar in a water bottle, and they'll just sip that, and it won't even last them the day. Like they'll have to take like 2 or 3 days to drink that bottle. But what they'll do is they'll just kind of like they'll just kind of sip it every now and then. Whenever they get like a break at work, they'll just go to the refrigerator, grab it, and drink some. And then they'll get some water or whatever after that, and then.
And if you have smelly coworkers, and that that smells really strong, so
that's
the worst smelling
vinegar by far,
dude. I rather be smelling apple cider vinegar than like somebody's like, you know.
Oh, like the old water sweat smell.
Yeah, like dude, there's some people that just don't fucking shower. I'm sorry, like it. No, put some fucking deodorant.
Yeah, we
Jesus,
had a guy
at
in
least.
my basic training flight that would not shower. I think I've told you this story.
No, I don't think so.
The guy just okay. First of all, he was already a dirty motherfucker. We already knew it by the time we got to the. Remember when haircuts happened? It was like the day after you got there.
Dude, remember, like I was backfill.
Yeah, okay.
I went there on a Sunday. I didn't get the first 3 days of yelling and screaming.
Okay, so like the second day you're there, they send you in to get haircuts. You were probably like the fourth day, whatever. We go in there.
No,
and
I didn't get my haircut. I didn't get my haircut till the end of the week.
Holy shit, dude!
Of week 1, yeah, like
Were you
I was a
getting
target.
made fun of?
Oh fuck yeah! All I had
my
was
God.
a field jacket, and
Dude,
everybody was like
I'm
picking
starting
like,
to
"What the
feel
fuck
bad
is
for
your?"
you.
They were like, "What the fuck is your deal?" And I'm like, my excuse was like, I was backfilled, and I just came like 2 days ago, and they would just leave me alone.
Oh, okay.
I was
Well,
like,
anyway, this guy like everybody's in line to get their haircuts. They have little lines on the floor, like, and they tell you just stand here, wait your turn. And then when you get up there, they ask you, like, do you have any moles on your head, or whatever. So they don't accidentally like slice through a mole or something when they're cutting, because they do that shit fast.
oh yeah, they are not nice.
No, and they'll even leave some hair hanging. They don't give a shit. They're just like, they just want to get most of it off. So this kid, he has long hair, like rock star long hair, and it is greasy as fuck. Like if this guy jumped in a pool, he would be followed by a rainbow.
My scalp is itching right now.
Yes.
You just
Okay.
mentioned that.
No shit. They start shaving his head with the clippers. They get to the back of his head, like right at the crown of his head. And as they buzz over it, I've lied a lot in my life. I will not lie about this. This dude had a green patch the size of the diameter of a softball on the back of his head. A green patch, and it looked like mold. And when the guy was buzzing over it, he saw it and went, "What the fuck?" He goes, "Son, you need to go and take a shower." And they finished, and the guy took the clippers and threw them in the trash.
Whoa.
Okay.
No, wait. The clippers,
The clippers, the electric plug-in clippers.
He
You
threw
know how
away the fucking clippers?
Yes, he detached the vacuum hose that was on him
Yeah.
and threw
I
the
remember
clippers
that.
away. Because it
Holy
was like, this is how bad it was. Now, this kid did not like to shower. It got so bad one night, like we were all in bed, and it was probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, like 2 hours before they come and wake you up, right? Or before Reveille, starts up. And I just hear, like, nobody's able to sleep because the smell after that day's PT was just so bad from this kid that we're all like, okay, you know what? This is bullshit. I hear one of my guys in my dorm go, "You know what? Fuck this." He jumps up. He goes over to that kid's bed and says, "Dude, get up. Go into the showers now or we're going to make you." And the guy's like, "Dude, just let me go to sleep, whatever." So he's like, no, get up or we're going to make you. And I see a couple of other guys stand up. I'm like, okay, here we go. This is going to be like Full Metal Jacket shit, right? I'm like, I better be part of the majority or else I'm going to be in the minority. So I get up and I'm not saying anything. And the kid stands up and he goes, "What the fuck is your problem?" And the other guy's like, "Dude, I can't get any sleep. You smell absolutely filthy. Seriously, please just go and take a shower." So the kid keeps on refusing. And finally, the guy just grabs him by the arm. He's like, "I'm not trying to be an asshole, man." He goes, "I just need you to take a shower." As he's walking him to the shower, and the kid starts resisting. I forget his name. I'll show you his picture sometime. I still have the yearbook.
Gomer Pyle.
And so he's starting to resist, and like 3 other guys from my dorm just grab his other arms and like hold onto his back, and we just start, like, out of nowhere, everybody just starts pushing this kid into the shower. And we're like, hey, if it's gonna happen, might as well be all of us, right? It's a better story for the TI if we're all involved. So we get him in there and we start scrubbing him.
Wait. You start scrubbing him?
No. Like somebody had handed him a loofah, and they said, just go, man. And so he's like, fine, fuck it. So he starts shampooing and stuff, and that is the most uncomfortable I have ever seen somebody take a shower. Like, he looked like it was gonna burn him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And that's like my equivalent to when Gomer Pyle got the shit kicked out of him with soap and pillowcases. But I mean, everything ended up okay. He smelled better and all that stuff. But holy shit! Why don't people shower?
Did he continue this trend, or was...
Yeah, he tried. He had a couple of times when it was time to go and take a shower, like after PT and lunch,
right,
or dinner rather. Like, everybody would go into the shower, and he would go and want to shave. It's like, dude, no. And like, you'd hear a couple people like, get the fuck in the shower, man. And he'd be like, fuck it, whatever. You guys are assholes. And then he'd go into the shower and he'd start scrubbing and stuff. But it's like, holy shit. Like, is it really that bad? What are you afraid of?
Dude.
I gotta think,
imagine.
like, did something happen to him when he was a kid that, like, a shower is just terrifying or something?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. But yeah, no
All
shit. Green patch. That's all I remember, man. Green patch.
Green patch of fucking... Oh, that's nasty, dude.
It's like, it looked like if you could, like, lift it up with a putty knife.
Ah, God, gross.
Yep.
Oh, that is so fucking gross. I thought you were gonna say that he had, like, lice or...
No, lice would have been a good thing to see at that point, because there's something actually living around that area. The only thing he had living was the patch of moss. Ugh.
Can you imagine? That looks like you've seen Hannibal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember, like, one of the first episode where they had, like, that one killer that was growing, like, fungi on like the bodies, like they were still alive.
Ah, dude.
That's what I picture this guy with. Head, like,
it didn't quite look like that. Like, it was more, like, it was more flat. Like, it looked like he had dyed a patch of hair. Like, once they had shaved over it, it looked like he had dyed a patch of hair, like, bright green.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You weren't bunkmates, were you?
Well, no. The thing that I can think of, like, that it might have been, like, the cause of it is that he never changed his pillowcase. And it just kind of, like, over time, it just kind of sat on there.
I'm thinking it's gel, right?
You know what? That actually makes sense. Like a mousse or a gel.
Yeah, and
just never took it out.
If he doesn't shower, then you don't get to, like, the fucking roots of the scalp. It's God, I'm itching just like thinking about it.
Well, he just, like, when we first started there, and he still had his hair, he looked like one of those guys that. I'm not a nerd. I'm not gonna put him in that group. But not like like, he didn't have glasses. He didn't, like, have, like, a button-up shirt or anything. He looked like a goth reject.
Oh.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I do.
The guys that really don't have friends, and they have, like, a shit ton of acne, and, like, I felt bad for these guys, like, because they just got a bad lot in life. They like, they got acne at the wrong time. Their voice started cracking at the wrong time, and it all happened all at the same moment in their life, but on top of all that, he just hated showers.
Yeah, I think we all have a Gomer Pyle in our flights. Like,
yeah,
we definitely had one. I had to deal with him. I thought he was a fucking serial killer, to be honest. But
you had one of those too.
Yeah, we'll leave that for another episode.
Oh yeah, shit. I think we're. Oh man, we're like 20 minutes or 25 minutes past. So yeah, maybe I should do the outro. I'm a little lit, so forgive me if I screw up. This whiskey is amazing. All right, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. I don't say anything, so.
You're not. I still miss your beatboxing during my outro.
Oh, did we try that like once or twice and it didn't fucking work out? I can't.
Right.
I can't do it with a serious face.
Okay.
You know?
This episode of the Nothing Better to Listen To podcast can be downloaded on iTunes or Google Play or directly from shoutengine.com. Go to our website at nbtltpodcast.com. Be sure to leave us a review on iTunes or on, I think it's Google Play Music. You can do it. Or anywhere, to be honest. I think you can do it on Shout Engine as well. Our bumper music is provided by bensound.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook. You can follow us and talk to us on Twitter at NBTLT Podcast. You can always send us an email like none of our fans do, and I'm pressuring you guys because you guys suck at this. You are awesome at downloads, and you suck at mailing questions in. Mail at nbtltpodcast.com. And you can still email our old one because I still check it for stuff, is nbtltpodcast@gmail.com. And you can also find us on Reddit at reddit.com/r/nbtlt. Anything I missed?
Yes.
What?
Hit that
YouTube.
subscribe button.
And you can go, I got to write that in now. You can go to our YouTube channel. All you have to do is type NBTLT into YouTube, and you will find us.
I always wanted to say that.
The top hit.
Can I say this? I always wanted to say this. Hit the subscribe button below. Leave your questions and comments down there. Oh shit! They can't see me.
Oh, that's why we have to do a live episode.
They can't see me. I can't go like click on the episode like or this link. And you know how people do that shit.
Yep. Do that.
Yeah.
That
so
really
I'll
stupid gesture like right here, and they spend all that time. They probably did like 10 cuts to make sure they were pointing in the right direction.
I'll leave the link for the Carguero burrito so you guys can check it out. Some
Yes.
food porn for you. And,
Absolutely.
The submersible yacht, like I'm still fucking in awe with that thing.
Yeah. I gotta put the video up for that.
I still, yeah, it's. Yeah, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. It sounds like science fiction, to be honest.
The only thing that separates you and I from a submersible yacht is people emailing in questions.
And sponsorships.
And sponsors, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have a business, like we can promote, maybe we'll experiment.
Would that be fucking crazy just to get a trip, like get one of these guys, convince one of these billionaires to be like, yeah, come on to my submersible yacht just for the hell of it. Just for our episode. Be like, yeah, we just wanted to do an interview and see what it was and all the amenities that you have on your...
I wouldn't want to leave.
Be like, all right, that'll do it for us for NBTLT. And I'm going to go take a nap. And the guy's like, no, you're not. Come on, man.
Oh, nice. It's a good one. It was fun.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right. Have a good one.
Peace.